the one of the 3266 US Highway 70 Southwest. It's that same 5 parcels on the backside that they're wanting to survey out and rezone from general manufacturing to R20. The reason we're rezoning this is because they have a seller or a buyer who's wanting to buy a single family home on the property. I know there were questions last time about more than one home on the property. It's only one home, it would be R20, so it can only be a single family home. And then looking at the zoning map, this one, all of the yellow surrounding the property is R20.
What is it now?
So all of the property surrounding this back piece, that yellow is R20. So it does make sense to rezone this parcel to R20 to have the same development, it ensures like compatibility in this area. So with this, as a town, we recommend that you do approve this rezoning request. I know that there was also questions last time about the driveway easements. The owner of the property did send me this letter from the surveyor they have. He said that that portion of the driveway was not included in the survey, so they will not be using that driveway. I also know that there were questions about possible or potential flooding happening on the property. Now, we have looked into it some. If you look on like the flood maps, it doesn't fall into a flood area, and then it would fall into the stormwater, and our town does not have stormwater ordinance. So at that point, then it comes into the town to not really do anything if it is stormwater. I know that someone had claimed the water was coming off of that property into theirs. At that point, it seems that it would be more of a civil suit between the property owner of the Moose Holding Company and then the property owners of the water pouring back in. Simply, just like I said, the town does not have a stormwater ordinance, so we can't really intervene in that process. But other than that, are there any other questions from the town council about this rezoning?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Are there any public comment?
Yes, thank you for the opportunity to be here. Okay.
Oh, it's backwards or something.
Yes, it is.
My name is Greg Moser. My lovely wife Brenda Moser and I are the prospective buyers of the property. We wanted, to get the rezoning because we intend to put a single home on the site. We currently live in Hickory. My wife Brenda grew up in Burke County. That property adjoins my father-in-law's property on the lower backside of that. And as he's getting older, we want to be close to him, so we will be able to be there, take care of him if he needs help or anything. Plus, I was born in Hickory, grew up in Catawba County, served in the Air Force, but I'd rather be in this area than Hickory's getting to be a very big, busy place. So we just want to live, we're getting older, we want to go to home, retire. I've moved too many times in my life. I want somewhere to settle down, put some roots at. We have talked to Mr. Abernathy, who owns the property that on that road that was being discussed. We understand that that's not part of the property, had no intention of ever changing anything anyway. Even if it had been, we want to put a driveway coming off of Old North Carolina 10 there of our own going on that property. We have walked the entire property. The survey that Donna and Wade Moose had done. We have that in our hands, walked the property, saw the wet area down there. And as the planner said, it's not an actual flood zone, it's a stormwater runoff. The worst case scenario there is, I grew up on a farm. I can fix anything with their storm runoff. Other than that, it's a great area to put some rotten logs and grow some mushrooms for, shiitake and mushrooms and portobello mushrooms. So, I just wanted to be here, to let you folks know we are aware of everything that's there, what we hope to do there, and everything, and why we want to do it, and answer any further questions you may have from us.
Anybody have anything? Okay.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. All right. Oh, I closed this public hearing. Oh, well, does anybody else want to talk? I'm sorry. I don't guess anybody else does. Okay, I close this public hearing. And we will move on to 7, old business. 7A, consider approval of ZMA 2024-1 regarding rezoning request from general manufacturing to R20. It's the pleasure of the council.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
All right. All,
Read it.
anybody have any comments?
Oh, yeah, you
Who's to read it?
Oops.
read it.
Okay. Mike Smith, make a motion to approve the applicant's request to rezoning the property located at 3266 US Highway 70 Southwest from GM to R20, and find that the proposed map amendment is consistent with the town of Hildebran comprehensive plan, because family uses should be encouraged in areas where single-family zoning already exists. This request is in the public's interest because it ensures consistent residential development within a portion of Hildebran.
Okay, now, all those in favor? All right, thank you. 8, new business. 8A, consider approval of amendment number 1 to contract with West Consultants for professional services for Royal Park.
Yeah, this is a simple amendment. So what this is when we agree to, review the project and try and find ways to get the project in the budget. We had to do some redesigns and then we had to rebid it out a second time, which we've done. But these 2 increases are just part of that work. Staff recommended approval.
Okay.
This is just for the bidding and architectural design, it's not the actual park itself.
All right. Any questions? All right, I'll wait for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the amendment.
All right, all in favor? Thank you. 8B, consider approval of budget amendment for digital sign repair.
So this one, we currently have in the request, an amount for $8,000. We don't know all of the total costs involved in it yet, but we did get a, reimbursement check from, I believe it was Farm Bureau or State Farm, one of the two, they're the insurance, State Farm, the insurance carrier. So we've already been reimbursed the $4,610. That will go towards the sign repair. There may be some work on the electrical box, and there may be some taxes involved. If there's any taxes involved, we get those refunded at the end of the year anyway. So anyway, the $8,000 budget amendment would be to cover that. Even though it's a check we've gotten for budgeting purposes and for expenditure purposes, we have to have it in the budget included before we can actually expend the funds. So that amendment is, here for your approval, and we can answer any questions. Staff recommends.
Somebody already into it.
So is the insurance gonna cover the extra cost?
Well, that's what he's saying.
Their insurance pays
Yeah,
for it.
if there's any additional costs, yeah, we'll file another claim.
Okay.
So if there's any additional work, yeah, absolutely.
Ain't that right? They'll pay for it. We don't need to put no money in the budget for it.
No, we're not, again, we have to have a line item to expend it, but like, we've already gotten the replacement check. So, but what it is for our purposes is we just have to have it in the budget saying that Rick and I can write a check, even if we're getting a reimbursement check back. We just have to document it for the auditing purposes.
Right.
So no, we're not paying for it, no.
Make a motion to approve the budget amendment for digital sign repair.
All in favor? All right, thank you. A discussion regarding auditorium rental fees. And that is in your package.
I don't have a problem with this.
I don't know, this is the only people renting it anyway, right? Only money we're getting out of.
Right, I've got, like, I had a week long last week, and we had a concert in there yesterday. Had a call today about a pageant.
I don't. Daily rent on February, March, and April will be two separate months, the way I see it. If you don't, you're gonna have to do it for everybody.
I have no problem
Don't
doing
have
it
a
for
problem
everybody.
doing that. Is that pageant, is that just gonna be a one night thing? Is it on one of these dates? Does it conflict with the date?
They
Now,
did want to do
what
it
I'm
in
saying
April.
is a monthly rate on March, a monthly rate on April. And then the daily rate, because if you change it, you're gonna have to do it for everybody. That's just the way I look at it. And we're cheaper than anybody else out there.
That would only be fair to anybody else who wants to rent the auditorium. Because I'm not sure during this time, if their equipment stuff will be moved out or not. If it's not, but that stuff's still in there, then we wouldn't be able to rent it anyway, so it's gonna tie it up the whole month for each of these months. And if we do it for one, we're gonna have to do it for others too. So I like having an auditorium rented, and I don't have any problem with cast, but I just don't think this would be fair unless we make it consistent to everybody.
I'm okay with it, to have the auditorium used. And if it comes up again in the future, we can just do it on a case by case basis.
I just figured like, yes, they bring in most of the money we get out of the auditorium. I don't see no big deal with it. Just like it ain't feet.
Does anybody want to make a motion?
Y'all make a motion to approve the request.
Just to be clear, we're just approving this request. We're not
Yes.
setting a new policy or anything.
No,
No,
All in favor? Opposed? All right, 8D, call a special meeting for budget meeting.
Yeah, I was gonna address council on this, so we did get our latest rounds of bids in. What we're looking at essentially for the first budget retreat would be to essentially review, both the park project and the auditorium project, what we're looking at expenditure wise, and then kind of where our budget will be post projects. And I don't know if that's where council wants to go with it, but given we've got two big projects that are bigger than any 1 year of our budget, I would think maybe, and in fact, we have bids waiting, we may want to do that first. Spend the first meeting to review on that, but it's up to council.
That would be
not a
fine.
good idea.
Do you have a specific time? The sooner the better for the bidders. So what it is they have to use subcontractors. Those folks are putting their work off, you know, under the anticipation they may get this work. So it would be best if we could do it in the second week of March, and I believe Ben has a possible conflict after the second week in March. So that, just to make sure we're all there and able to participate.
Okay, I have a conflict of the 15th to the 22nd. Is that, can we still do it before then? That gives you most of the second week, or just about all the second week.
Do we want to do sometime between the 12th and 14th? Does that
I
work?
can.
That's good for me.
That worked for me.
Anything
day?
you want? You guys, 12th to the 14th?
Good with me. What day of the week is, are those?
The 12th is a Tuesday, 13th is Wednesday, 14th is Thursday.
So Tuesday or Wednesday would be better for me with work, but I can come Thursday if it needs to.
I can do it.
Tuesday.
Oh, saying the 12th?
Tuesday the 12th, what time?
Tuesday, March 12th.
6 o'clock work.
Yep.
Does that work? What time?
6.
Council or council.
We do have this room over here that used to be the Eastburg Robotics room. That room is open if we want to use that room. It's up here on this floor.
There's tables and everything in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could do it at the COG if you wanted. I know we've done it there some years. We've done it downstairs in the community center, but this is another option.
I think this is close.
That's fine.
I think right in here is good, yeah. Or does somebody need to make a motion?
Yes.
Make a
Don't make-
motion for a budget meeting on Tuesday, March the 12th, at 6 o'clock. Whatever that room is up there.
Okay, all in favor? Thank you. All right, E is facilities report. Oh,
Let me interrupt. So if there is a possibility, I don't know if you want to make it a possibility to approve anything that night. The two things that could be, that we're reviewing that would essentially be approvable are either a park bid or an auditorium contract with bond. Those are the two that could be approved that night. If we want the ability to, we don't have to, we can wait until March 26th, whatever that fourth Monday in March is for our meeting. We can wait and approve those at that meeting, but if we want the potential to approve on March the 12th, because it's a special meeting, it has to be advertised as part of the meeting. So if you want the ability to vote on those that night, you would want to include those in your motion for that meeting.
Okay.
If you want to give yourself the flexibility.
How do I word that?
You want to amend your vote, your motion?
Yeah, I'm in my
Call
motion to.
To call a budget retreat March 12th at 6 p.m. With the
Possibility.
of reviewing and approving both the a bid for Royal Park, construction bid for Royal Park, and architecture contract for the Hildebran Auditorium.
Yes. Got my back.
Okay, you made that motion?
Yes.
Okay, all in favor? Thank you. Now, facilities report, that's in your packet. If there's any questions. All right.
Where, oh, I did have a question.
Yeah.
Where is the Christmas tree? Where was it stored?
In
Well, I've never
the
found it this last
in
year.
the depot room, the one we put out. Is that the one we put out? The one that I
The
think
one that was
Mark?
in the green bag.
Yeah, did Mark get with you to put it up? He has stored it somewhere.
Okay. I didn't find out.
I thought that he had
Walmart,
gotten
find
it
out
to you,
where it
but-
is.
Next Christmas, we'll never find it.
It should be where all the other stuff is, which I think we're putting it in that room
Slender
downstairs.
room. Mr. Mo's office, does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
Okay, it should be in Mr. Mo's office.
Just a minute.
I didn't have it though, so.
Mr. Moe, Larry and Curly.
Okay. Tax, January tax report. That's in your packet.
Just make you aware, as of, let's see, of December, the county has already collected $318,000, and that's, last year, it was only got $255,000, so we have a big increase. And there's still $13,000 to collect.
With the lower tax rate.
All right, is that all? Okay. January deputy report. I noticed some familiar addresses on that.
I know this was very much-
You recall those, huh?
Yes. I noticed 3.
Mr. Eric Gabriel.
No one was mine. Remember somebody stole my check?
Yes. Yes. The other ones were.
Yeah, I thought so.
There were a couple of cop cars out at Christian Ministries last night, you know?
Alarms.
Okay.
Well, we've addressed that too, Heather Cook and Samuel Busby. on the back deck. I'll leave it at that.
They do have a cute dog.
Yeah.
You don't even have to have a leash on it, and it will stay right beside them.
Okay, we ready for the committee reports? Okay. Technical Coordinating Committee,
That meeting is actually this Wednesday, so we haven't met yet, but I can forward you the agenda.
Transportation Advisory Committee,
Wednesday.
okay. Western Piedmont Council Government Policy Board,
Yes, they, recognize the people. Got a couple, budget amendments for a couple groups, and they talked about the, committee they put together, worked about the homeless. And then they, well, that big spiel about how rebuilding they're gonna do over here at the Common. Redoing all that, how much money it's gonna cost, talk about the grant and all that. Then they-
Burke Economic Development,
Yes, so they have received, I believe it's $34 million, for the Burke mega sign, for some early work on it. They've also done a fireside, discussion. I think there's some rumors in the community that they want to address, make sure that people understand. They're not messing with any streams, rivers, anything like that on the property. That was put out by, I believe it was Commissioner Moley and maybe some other commissioners or the county manager. So that's on YouTube if you want to watch that. And there should be a link on the county site for it if you want to see more on it. And then their clerk is moving to part-time. However, she's going to maintain the duties she has. Other than that, they provide some updates. One of the updates was the school announcement that they did receive $42 million for some work in Burke County. And that's essentially what they got.
okay.
That's all I got.
Recreation and Tourism,
Those new report.
Water Resource Committee, Vedic,
I got too much to report since the February was early and January was late. January the 25th, January the 24th, 11:30, met at Valdez Town Hall. Carrie was unable to come to the meeting due to illness. So Chairperson Tanya Stevenson and Edmund Jitsky conducted the meeting. Ed gave a financial report. Everything is looking good with loan interest received up. He also gave the delinquent report. One new loan for $40,000 was approved by the board and 2 loans were modified. The next meeting is on February the 22nd at the Valdez Town Hall. Okay, we met the 22nd. Dan Boggs, CPA, presented the annual audit review. He commented that without Vedic, Burke County would not have as many new small businesses as it has. So everybody knows Vedic loans money to small businesses who can't get a traditional bank loan. Sorry about that.
please silence your cell phones.
Well, did you have a 100-year-old mother? I can't do that. So, anyway, we'll just forget that. Carrie gave a financial report. Interest income for the year is up 39.1%. And Carrie had money moved from the IRP, the Intermediate Lending Program, checking account to the money market, which is drawing 4.06% interest, which is much better than the regular savings account. 2 large loans were paid off, and Carrie thanked all the towns for their support. The board approved a resolution that would enable Carrie to apply for an RBDG, and I'll tell you what that is, Rural Business Development Grant for $175,000. This is really good because these grants, you do not have to pay back. And if Betty loans money to a business, it's kind of, it might be delinquent, they might not be able to pay in the future, if we loan money out of this, then we don't have to pay it back like the ones we borrowed from other people. There are 5 new applications in the loan process, but there were no ones that were finished that we were talking about during the meeting. The next meeting is Thursday, March the 28th. It's about this town hall. Anybody have any questions?
Y'all gonna get curious and help?
The what?
Are y'all gonna get curious and help?
She needs help. They cannot do any more loans. We can't do any more loans with no more help. So
Too busy.
it's too busy. Yes, Fennec is very busy. Kerry does a really good job.
The library board, we didn't have a meeting this month. The events committee, we just had our meeting. Who's gonna report?
You want me to report?
Yes, thank you.
So we are planning the, Easter egg hunt on March 23rd at, 2 p.m.
3 to 5.
3 to 5 p.m. It will be at the, Hildebran Community Park. We're gonna section it off into 3 different sections. Do we wanna call them infants, 0 to 3, 4 to 7, and then 8 to 11-year-old?
Yeah, and they'll be spaced out in different places so the big kids didn't run over the little kids.
Trying to keep them separated for safety. We'll have 1,000 plus Easter eggs. We'll have 24 eggs that have some type of stuffed animal.
12 eggs, 12 golden eggs.
12 golden eggs that have special prizes in them. Those will be bigger money eggs. One that's, as big as I am almost. So,
That won't be hard to find, will it?
So what we plan to do is in the golden eggs, put in tickets for the special prizes. So they'll have special prizes in the gold eggs, any of the kids that find those.
And then the big bunny that's that big, they'll register for that and put the kid's name down and everything, and somebody will pull the name out and they'll get the big prize.
The budget has risen to $14,000 on
That's just for the money.
No, we should be able to keep it under somewhere between 4 and 5. Our budget for it, council approves 5. I think we'll be under that, so we'll do well there. Other than that, we can use volunteers. If you're available that day, it's gonna be, we're gonna get there about 12:30. Start setting up and possibly setting out eggs, or I'm sorry, steaks and marking off the area the night before. So
And Terry,
What day is it?
it's on Saturday,
Saturday, March 23rd.
and Terry's volunteered to ferry people from the
Sure.
church, because we're gonna have parking at the Mount Hebron Lutheran Church, and he will help people get up to the top, because since it's limited parking at the top, we're only gonna put handicapped people at the park, and everybody else will have to park at the church. Terry's gonna ferry the ones up there who need help.
I can find my way over there.
It's so far from your house, you need to request gas now.
They need to say 2 to 5. 2 to 5.
Oh, you wanna talk about the Christmas Bruce loan?
Yeah, if you want to,
You wanna do
3
something
to
about
5.
that?
Thank
I
you.
was telling Jody 3 to 5.
Big five.
for the,
Easter egg.
I was just confirming the time.
So the committee wanted to know, if the council was interested in doing something at Christmas in the auditorium, maybe with Bruce Long. He had a concert over here last week, and there were about 100 people, and arranged for him to do Christmas music and stuff. The only problem with that is we don't know if the renovations for the auditorium is going to be done or not. So committee doesn't know exactly what to do. So what would council like to happen?
It's a little hard to say without knowing if auditorium's gonna be done.
I guess we'll just have to.
I
I mean, I think it'd be good,
2 to 3 months.
but we'll have to wait till closer time before we can.
I think we would know something by June. I think we can know
If
something.
that's a
by
fact,
June.
then I don't see a problem.
Now, when I say know something, we'll know whether or not it's gonna be under construction.
That's what I'm getting at. I don't see a problem.
Yeah, if that'll work.
Right. And if we wait that long, we may or may not be able to get him. So we'll just have to
Wait,
play it by ear. see how things go. But you are interested if everything works out. Okay.
Other business, I guess y'all read the paper, the county has money to consolidate schools. And they're gonna consolidate Hildebran and Nyford is their plan. Which, and the superintendent would like to meet with everybody on the council. I guess he's trying to win us over.
If you do that, you have to
I
call.
would, yeah, and I would meet no more than 2 at a time, just because of the public meeting law, but if that's something. If they do wanna do a public meeting, you could have a special meeting, if you wanted to do it that way. I would work with them before, and you can call a special meeting, Mayor, 48 hours out, so we don't have to decide that right now.
Okay,
But if you wanna talk to them and just see which one works better for them,
okay.
how they wanna go about it, we can set it up that way.
All right, so everybody want to do a public meeting then? Talk to the superintendent. I expressed my concerns about it. You know, there's so many different reasons. The only
Did they go as far as the stop sign?
they want.
Does that go, your concerns go as far as the stop sign?
Yeah. The only thing that might be good is it's supposed to be in or near Hildebran, this consolidated school. That's kind of a silver lining in all this, I think.
You must give them more than 1 day a week.
Do they have a site pickup?
I don't think it's,
They've not bought anything yet.
They're looking.
All right.
How,
Anything else? Yeah,
how much land do they need for the school?
about 30 acres.
well, yeah, I'd say we don't have an exact number.
Around 30 acres.
Well, the existing ones, I mean, I think the existing school is on 17 acres, I'm not sure, but they're gonna need significant acreage, yeah.
Okay, any other business? Any announcements?
I'll make that motion.
Do. We got a motion. All in favor? Okay, thank y'all for coming tonight.
So Gary, was that a
Come back.
Broward?